Okay. I apologize, team. We are having some difficulties on my end. Internet is super bad for me today. I don't know what is going on, but I'm hoping that you can hear me. Can I get thumbs up if you can hear me? Beautiful. Thank you, Bob. Ray, thank you so much. Let me take off this one. Apologize. Here we go. All right. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a way to start our sales meeting. So good afternoon, team. Thank you so much for being on the call today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our mission statement and values. Keller Williams South Bay will become the #1 brokerage across all brands in the South Bay and top tier market center within the KWRI by attracting, creating, retaining cappers through our positive, productive culture. As a result, we will profit share over $500,000 annually. KW South Bay values: #1, caring; 2, collaboration; 3, business building. Yeah, love it. Next slide, please. All right, like to congratulate the following individual top performing agents. So congratulations to Brandon Beers. Unfortunately, Brandon was not able to be on the sales meeting because he's out there listing properties. So congratulations, Brandon Beer, for capping. Kudos to you, phenomenal. Even with the corona pandemic situation, he was still able to cap. So congratulations, Brandon. Good job. Keep up the good work. Also like to congratulate Leanne on a phenomenal year. Congratulations, Leanne, for capping. I'm not sure if she's on the call, but again, you know, consistency in your daily routine ultimately gets you to the level of capping. Also, congratulations to our beloved Kevin Park. Congratulations, Kevin, for capping with KW. So now all these phenomenal agents are at 100% of the commissions coming in. And unfortunately, we do not get any market share from them. So good job. Congratulations to all the individual agents for capping.
Hey, Brandon, I see Kevin's on the call.
Kevin, all right. Kevin, any thoughts in any avenues that you'd like to explain how you capped this year? I don't know if Kevin can hear me. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, Sonia, thank you. I feel like I was the only one in a deserted island here.
No, I can hear you clearly, Simon. You're good.
Kevin's just muted. That's all. Kevin's muted, not you.
Okay. All right. I actually have 2 laptops. I had to bounce from one laptop to another. So I apologize. My sincere apologies on this. It started this morning, so I don't know if it's the Wednesday blues or what's going on with the internet and my laptops, but I'm glad you guys can hear me. So thank you. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So congratulations to the 3 phenomenal agents for capping. Okay, so the office will be closed due to leadership being out of the office Friday the 25th. We will resume regular business hours on Monday, September 28th, which is the following Monday. Escrow will be open, and the reason that leadership will be out of the office is to thank the staff. You know, through the pandemic that started back in March, all of us have worked tirelessly, you know, to support, to help our agents. And this is just a gratitude and just to give back to the staff for their hard work and, you know, being very diligent each and every day, you know, by answering the calls, making sure that the process of closing the files, compliance, and obviously getting you paid on time. So The reason we are going to be out of the office is we're doing a staff retreat. I'm very excited to do so. We are going to Catalina Island as a gratitude and an appreciation to the staff. You know, so we will obviously be working remotely. We will be, you know, answering any emails and calls, even though we're going to be in Catalina. So that's the reason that we're going to be out of the office on Friday. So just to acknowledge and let you guys know about Friday. Next slide, please. All right, I know we've been doing the Ignite program and it's been a success, but also we're doing a Ignite marathon this September 26th, this Saturday. It's going to be an all-day event. Everyone is welcome to participate. And the cool thing is it's going to be a one-day thing. All the curriculum on the Ignite program will be done on Saturday. These are all the individual instructors that are going to be hosting and instructing and teaching Saturday's Ignite program. Everyone is encouraged to participate and listen from every prospective instructors, their years of experience, knowledge, and really just get a fine avenue and opportunity to really just enhance your business. But more so as we close the third quarter of the year and approach the fourth quarter, this is going to be one of the best quarters that I see coming for the end of the year. So take advantage. We got phenomenal instructors that are going to be hosting and training this Saturday. It's an all-day event. They're going to be doing 30-minute segments, and also it's going to be participation from, you know, from the agent perspective and the instructor. So looking forward to seeing a lot of the KW South Bay agents and you know, participate with this. Love to see you guys, especially when I host the one lecture that I'll be doing. So looking forward to it.
I've never had a faster 6 hours in my entire life than this Ignite.
It is fun, right?
It's really fun. It's really fun. Half an hour with like a new person every half an hour. It's really cool.
It is. So definitely take advantage. Everyone is welcome. The link will be sent out to each and every one. So take advantage of the curriculum and the phenomenal instructors that are going to be there. Myself and Sonia will be also instructing, so I'm very excited to be part of this as well. So your support and participation is greatly appreciated. Next slide, please. Okay, so our September and October calendars. So if you are not getting the links and the emails, here it is. We have classes Monday through Friday. Take advantage. I see one that we're going to be doing with Scott Leroy, which is DocuSign 101. I know that DocuSign has revamped their app and their website. The platform is still the same, but also, you know, a lot of the agents that I am having conversations are having some challenges with DocuSign. I think DocuSign is one of the most phenomenal platforms that has revamped how we do business. So if you're not familiar with DocuSign, please take advantage of the curriculum and training the Thursday at between 10 and 11 o'clock, the DocuSign 101, one of the most important tools that you need in your arsenal when it comes to getting e-signatures from your clients. So plus contract class with Kim Mosley and all the other classes Sonia provides, you know, with technology as well. So take advantage of all the classes, guys. Next slide, please. All right, is Kim Mosley. We got some phenomenal updates. It may be good, it may not be good, but here is Kim Mosley to provide us with updates on contracts. So I know there's a lot of coronavirus forms and rental forms that have been provided by the California Association of Realtors. So Kim, are you on the call? Kim?
Sorry, I was muted. Okay.
Good afternoon, Kim. How are you?
Okay, I'm good, thanks. I hope everyone is well today. A lot going on, as I said before, with all of the, COVID-19 and landlord-tenant stuff that's going on. We knew they would come out with new forms, right? My goodness, how many forms do we have by now within the zip form library? So anyhow, just want to show you here. New forms, as you can see. So CDC, TD, okay? So that is that tenant declaration that they have been talking about. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, it's a little noisy outside or something. But so here's that tenant declaration form. So, and this is all, of course, landlord-tenant stuff. So if you're dealing with, lease transactions, this is a section of CAR that you need to come to. And you can see this is where I am here, September 2020 forms release. Okay, and I want to show you a couple of things. A lot of forms, as you can see, termination of tenancy, unpaid rent repayment agreement. But the main two that I want to show you, and these are really the important ones. So notice to pay COVID protected period rent or quit. So let me show you this. And okay, can you see this, Simon?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this is the main thing. These two forms, this one and the one that was right underneath it, the names are very similar. The form is almost exact. The difference is up here at the top, notice to pay COVID. This one says protected period. And the other one, it says something else. But if you look right here, okay, that's right at the top, for rent due between March 1st, 2020 and August 31st, 2020. If you remember, March is our beginning period, right, of everything happening with COVID. So this pay rent or quit form is for rent due between March 1st and then going to August 31st. So I just want to show you that. There's a lot of info in here about the rent that was due during this COVID period. And like I said, okay, now the other one, see, this one says transition period, and this says protected period, and here's the one, I'm sorry, this one, transition period, pay rent or quit. So now look at this one at the top, for rent due between September 1st and January 31st. See, and the form looks exactly the same. So this is what you need to pay attention to. If you're dealing with, lease transactions, you guys really should jump in here and go through these rental forms, okay? Very important. Your sellers may not be aware of them, or your landlords, they are probably not receiving the updates like we get, unless they're with an apartment association or something. So very, very important here. And notice now the new rule, okay, this is within 15 days, right here on number 1, the second line, right here, within 15 days, right? So the tenant has 15 days actually, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and judicial holidays. Okay, so very important. This is not a 3-day pay rent or quit. So this is different. They have 15 days. And then down here is the usual form that we had, notice to pay rent or quit. So all of these have been revised. And I want to show you this one too. Again, if you just look at the top of these forms, it would help. I know, agents want to say, which form should we use? Which one? That one? If you're dealing with a lot of leases, you need to jump in here and read the form so you can be very familiar with them. And so this one at the top, not to be used for any residential rent due between March 1st and January 31st, 2021. That's a much longer period. So we are not using this form yet.
Kim, I can already see it, the calls that we're going to be getting, the confusion that we're going to be getting with these dates, So it's very important, team, to, really look at these forms and define which ones are necessary based on the dates, because, all of them are identical, but you got to remember which are the ones that are appropriate for the month. So
Yes.
What do they mean by if tenant is a natural person?
Say it again. If tenant is a natural person, use form PRC, which are the other forms that I showed you. So,
What do they mean by natural person?
well, a natural person is not foreign, not, you know, where the one is a deceased or whatever. It's a natural person, like actual, like, and living in the property. Okay, so let me show you, and then up here, a quick summary guide, which will give you a quick summary of all the forms. So this is very helpful. Okay, quick summary form release. And on the right, the last column, you'll see where it says, okay to use the prior revision. So it lets you know if you can or not. And then it gives you a brief description of the forms. Okay, so again, if you're dealing with leases, you know, you have a lot of landlord clients asking you questions. This stuff is very helpful. You see that? It gives you a description of the form, what it's used for, the form code and everything. So I just found this to be helpful. And the other two forms for the pay, rent, or quit, let me just go back to one of them. If you look at the bottom of the form for the date, see this, September 21st. These just came out literally 2 days ago. Okay, so very, very, very new. A lot going on with the landlord tenant, you know, with the declaration and all that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me open this one more time. So again, this one here says protected period. This last one says transition period. I just want to, let me open it again one more time and show you, go down. There's one of them, okay, this has the proof of service with it. When you, in zip forms, I noticed the other day, actually, it printed out the form. This form, it printed out the tenant declaration. There was one other form, so it was like 5 or 6 pages. Okay, so again, just take a look. Just want to show you guys that. There's a lot of info there, obviously, you know, not to go over right now, but here's a list of all the new forms. Unpaid rent calculation, the tenant declaration form, which needs to go to the tenant so they can provide proof if they actually cannot pay their rent any longer, you know, whether they lost their job or not. So that is it. Just want to show you guys this. If you have any questions, you know, you can call, email, text me. We can go over some of this stuff, okay?
awesome. Thank you so much, Kim.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me okay? Because I know I hear background too. My gosh.
I hear you just fine.
Okay, good, good, good.
I think Champagne had a question for Kim in the box.
Yeah, I saw that. So the question
Oh, okay, I'll
here
go. Oh.
is, can an owner give a rent increase during the COVID period? If so, does the tenant does not pay rent within 15 days as of September, can they give eviction?
Well, no, evictions are not starting right now. That's still going to be,
Till January.
yeah, January, February 1st, something like that. So no evictions right now. And during this period, no, we cannot give a rent increase right now. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. Now, there's two forms that are going to be quite interesting that I see, which is the notice to pay COVID protection period, rent or quit. That's a very interesting form. I glanced at it this morning, and there's going to be a lot of questions regarding it. Now, bear in mind, you know, agents under KW don't do property management as long as you're a broker and have your own separate entity and insurance, you can do your own property management, because we have several agents that are brokers and have property management business as well. But for the salesperson, you know, we do not allow any property management per se. If it's your own personal property, it's perfectly fine. You can manage your own property, but you cannot manage other clients or for compensation. So be very careful. in regards to these type of conversations, always direct them to a property management. We definitely have some agents in here, like Rosie is one, Tony Moscato is another property manager, Michelle Brown. These are the individuals that you can ask for guidance and support with any of your questions. Now, we also, on top of having Kim, we also have our attorneys. Feel free to reach out to the attorneys with an email or a phone call to address any particular form that we have. These are all new forms, and with this pandemic and coronavirus, definitely it's somewhat confusing. And there's, I don't know how many, Kim, there was like about 15 new forms that just came
Right.
in.
Yes.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
like-
there's also a December release coming up as well. They already have it in there, December 2020. But I just want to say real quick, you know, definitely bringing these forms up as well, because although, you know, we're doing sales, what I'm finding is I'm getting questions from agents who they are going to sell the property, but the property is tenant occupied.
Correct.
So then these forms, you know, sometimes come into play, and they're like, what notices can we give to the tenant? Stuff like that. So that's why it's still good for them to know what's going on with that.
Absolutely. Awesome. Phenomenal. Thank you so much, Kim. Great information, great content. And where can they find this information again?
That is right in the CAR, on the CAR website under legal. You will have to sign in, then go to member legal services area, and then go to standard forms updates. Kind of hard to navigate through there sometimes, but you know, they can call, I can help them or send it to them.
Wonderful.
And then again, though, all those forms are in the zip form library. So
Awesome.
okay.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and continue. I believe next, Sonia, Tech Tip Wednesday with custom smart plans. So Sonia, take it away. How are you?
I'm so good. I am so
Yeah.
excited to geek out over smart plans. All right, so okay, you guys, when the smart plans came out originally, I was like, this is awesome because you could build automated email drip campaigns, and that will also do texting for you. And literally, there's so many different avenues you could go with all of this stuff. You could even help people with like their credit repairs. You could give them tips on different apps. You could even monetize it. But the problem was that you had to be the copywriter, right? Your job is not to be the copywriter. Your job is to sell real estate. So it was very time consuming. And now last week during Mega Camp, they published the opportunity to share smart plans that other people have created. So I am so excited. I want to show you the best ones I've found so far so you can add these to your own library. So all you got to do is go over to the fourth tab down to smart plans, and instead of my smart plans, which you're going to see all of your smart plans, go to the library. And now in the search box, you can search these smart plans by their name, by author name, or by a description of the smart plan. So for instance, if you know somebody, for instance, let's take Marty Miller, who's been doing all the 66-day challenges, right? Some amazing agent that you follow, put in their name and see what kind of smart plans they've created. And it will come up, except, sorry, I didn't have it on the name, did I? Author name. And here you can see all the ones that he's created. And all you gotta do if you want one of these, hit add to my smart plan, or add smart plan. Basically, you're adding this to your own library. And in here, you can also see what's in this. So this particular one, he's got a text going. Okay, this is a Facebook follow-up one, 26 days. It has 25 steps in it, and 12 different touches. All right, in case you're like me and occasionally forget what you clicked on, let me know and I'll send you the direct link to the home you clicked on so you can check it out again. You know, then it reminds you to take a phone call. Here's another one to remind them what's happening with virtual tours and stuff like that. So the ones that I found, you can go search for these, just leave it on the smart plan name. The ones that I found that are really interesting ones are my missing phone number plan. Just type in missing phone number. all that this does is if you have a client in your database who you only have an email for, you can literally sort your entire contacts database and grab only the people that you have email for, select all, and stick them all on this missing phone number plan. And what it does is, look, it's going to send them an email, since that's the only thing you have for them, that says, hey, it's Sonia with Keller Williams. Wanted to reach out because I went to text you yesterday and realized that although we've talked, I don't have your phone number, basically, right? Awesome. Same thing for missing email. Okay, this will text everybody that doesn't have an email. All you got to do is bulk put them on this instead of individually go and text everybody, hey, I don't have your email, do you mind sharing it with me? Or going on Facebook Messenger, which is what I do, and trying to gather the rest of the information that I don't have for them. All you do is you go to your contacts, select all that don't have a phone number or an email, and stick them on these smart plans, and it will text every single person in your database for those people. All right, that was awesome. I also super like this intro to my monthly neighborhood nurture. So all that this does is it sends your client an email saying, hey, look, I'm gonna put you on a smart plan. And every other week or every month, you're gonna get an update about your neighborhood and so forth and so forth and so forth. And that way it's not like you just cold start them on your smart plans, right? So it's kind of like giving them a heads up. Super like that one. All right, the other one that I think this is such an amazing hack is this. I think I changed the name on this one. Client KW site account setup. It was something like that, client KW site something. So what this does is, as you know, you can go into your own website that you've set up through command, right, where you can send people to. Same goes for on the phone, or they can download the app. And what happens next? Well, it asks them to log in, right? So this particular smart plan, it actually tells the client, hey, I set you up already. You don't have to do it. So what you do is you click on sign up, you put your client name in here, you put their email that you have for them in here, and as the password, you use their phone number. So in this particular smart plan, that way they don't have to sign up on their own, because it's like an extra step that they're not gonna do, right, necessarily. But what if you already tell them, hey, I made you a login? So look at this one. It says call them first, but then in the simple email, it says, hey, I've set you up with credentials to use my new website. You will be able to search for homes, save favorites, and collaborate with me on finding your dream home. To sign in, please visit, and you're going to put your website there and log in using your email and your phone number with no spaces or dashes as your password, right? You can also use this to log in and access my Keller Williams mobile app. You can download my app here and you put your app link there. So, I'm so happy that I didn't have to do this, because I can just go and rip off whoever did this already. And it just makes my life so much easier, okay? And then there's also My Buyer, who's 6 to 9 months out from buying. This one I thought was really good. So you can see all the things like, you know, you said you were about 6 to 9 months, but I don't want to spam you. So am I in the right ballpark with these kinds of homes that I'm sending you, type of thing, right? So super excited about those things. And then just a quick note on Twilio. Today, you have to go switch off. If you've been using Twilio, today you got to go into your app, into your profile in here, and go to settings. And here where you connect all these accounts, Twilio will no longer be connected. You got to go reconnect it. And it's much, much cheaper now than before. So before you had to put $20 in, and as it was texting, it would use that $20 or whatever. And now they gave us a way better deal. It's like $3 a month. So you're gonna go set up this, and then you can now pick a local number. So you don't have to have that Austin 512 or whatever that was. So you can go pick a local LA number, select the new number. If you like your number, you can keep it, that's fine. But now you can go do it. And then it's a subscription based thing. So instead of $20 for all of your text messages every month, it's like $3. So it is super amazing. And if you're using that text feature, especially with all those new smart plans, make sure you go into Twilio and set that up today, because if you had it set up before, it will no longer work after today. You have to tell the system what to do. So those are my two tech tidbits today. Hopefully that was helpful. If you guys need any help with that stuff, let me know, but definitely go into the smart plan section and go look at what's something that you can use. And they're super easy to edit, to just, you know, put your own name in there instead of whoever created it, right? Awesome. And you can publish, if you have some good ones, you can also publish your own so that other people can use it. So that's it.
Awesome stuff, Sonia. Love it. I love the fact that you can hack other people or other agents' contact and information. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I know that was part of the conversation that we had last week at Mega Camp. So good stuff. Phenomenal stuff, guys. Take advantage of it. Utilize the command platform. I mean, it's there to leverage you, you know. Sonia makes it so simplistic. It's so easy to navigate, but this is the reason we have her here to help navigate and assist you with some of the technology. So thank you again, Sonia. Phenomenal stuff.
Yep.
You know, I love that new hack that you mentioned. So thank you. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So next, how many people are having some challenges right now with the industry? You know, I'm getting a lot of questions, you know, on the calls that I get, the emails that I get. I'm seeing a trend. So what I wanted to do today is prepare you how to get your offer accepted in today's seller's market. Now, you know, let's look at two components. The components of a seasoned agent with amounts of production and someone that doesn't have any production. And even the agents that are in production are seeing some adjustments in the market right now. Multiple offers, above asking, releasing contingencies, reducing and tightening up their offers. So what I wanted to tell you, team, today is a couple interesting avenues and how you can approach your offers to be considered. I mean, the goal is to get your offer considered, obviously accepted, and ultimately in escrow. Now, in having conversations with the agents, I feel and I sense the frustration on the agents that I've been communicating. And they're telling me, Simon, you know, I'm getting these offers either not considered, rejected, or not even looked at. You know, what is going on? Here's my perspective, and this is an open round for the agents that are on this meeting to also chime in. For example, like the Jim, the Gary, the Chris, and anyone on here, and you can give your perspective as well. But here's my perspective in how I accomplish getting my offer accepted. One, have a conversation with the listing agent. When you identify the properties that your clients are interested in submitting an offer, the first thing that I mention to the client is educate the buyer, educate the process, and ultimately have those conversations with the buyer explaining what we're currently facing. It's a seller's market right now, low inventory, tons of buyers, very low interest rate, and this is why we're seeing multiple offers with one property. First, having the conversation with the listing agent, build that rapport, build that conversation immediately. You know, introduction is a crucial component to your success, especially if you know that listing agent. You know, in this industry, it's a very tight niche industry. If you don't know the agent, find out if any of our agents have worked with this particular agent. I always ask. I'll give you a prime example. One of our agents, actually Brandon Beers, as an example, he reached out to me and said, Simon, by any chance, have you worked with this listing agent in the past? And I told him, I haven't worked with him, but he used to be one of our agents. He says, phenomenal. You know, is there a way that you can put a good word? My client really loves this property and wants to submit an offer. And guess what I told him? Absolutely. You know, I'll definitely help you with that. So I reached out to the listing agent and I, you know, chatted with him. I didn't talk about business. I just asked him, hey, how you doing? How's the family? It's been a while, wanted to check in with you. Then I go into the approach of having the conversation. Listen, I have one of my phenomenal agents who has a client that have been looking for properties, have made offers, have not been successful, and is looking at your listing. I just want to put a good word. He's a solid agent, and you know, you'll definitely have a good escrow with him. So just having that conversation, guess what happened? There was multiple offers, but his offer was considered and ultimately accepted. Okay. You can talk to any of the seasoned agents here, you know, and they'll tell you the same thing. You know, it's who is in a sense, is not what you know, but is who you know in this industry as well. Having those connections, building those relationships, and ultimately never burning bridges. You know, never burn bridges is one of the components that I learned early on my career is, you know, regardless on how difficult the conversation sometimes or the challenges you have on a transaction, never burn bridges. Make it and keep it as professional throughout the process. You might have to bite your tongue a couple of times because you just don't want to blow up and say the wrong thing. And ultimately, because you never know if you're going to circle back and be working with this agent in the future on a list side or on a buy side. So be very careful. But having those conversations is very important. Secondly, you want to make your offer as clean as possible. Look at it as a resume. I know in speaking with some of my top agents, the first thing they look is their offers. If your offer is not clean or it doesn't make any sense or there's missing items on there, guess what? They're going to get your offer. They'll present it to the seller, but they're going to say, listen, I got to be in a relationship with this buyer's agent for 30 to 45 days. Based on their offer, I'm not sure if this is a great deal to consider. And I'm telling you from experience, folks, that how you present your offer is no different than a resume. You want to keep it very clean, but also complete. If you're missing items on there, you're asking too many things up front, guess what? Your offer will be put us on the side and not even considered. I'm telling you that from listening to some of the producing agents, top agents that are receiving these offers. We're in a market right now that offers are above asking. Now, some of the listing agents are putting them at or just below market value. Do your homework. Research and do a comparable market analysis of the property that your client is interested in submitting. Because you'll know if that property is way overpriced and how you're going to approach this offer, because there's times where you might have to release some contingencies. And I'm seeing more and more appraisal contingencies being released. Now, there's good and there's bad to releasing an appraisal contingency, folks. The good is obviously by releasing contingencies, it looks a lot cleaner, a lot better, and more enticing to the seller in considering your offer. But there's pros and cons to that as well. Well, what do you mean by that, Simon? Very simple. If the appraisal is released and the appraised value does not come into the asking price that was accepted, Now you're in a dilemma of how you're going to approach that conversation because there's a difference in a gap. What if the value came in 10, 20, 30,000 below your offer? Who is responsible for the difference? Well, if you release that contingency, then guess what? The buyer has to come in with the difference on top of already putting a down payment, on top of paying closing costs, and then the difference. So be very careful. But also you can use that as a strategy, and this is for your clients that have the down payment. You know, the clients that have a minimum of 20 to 25 to 30% down, they can get away, they can use that as a buffer to be able to release that as a condition. Because per the contract, it says that the buyer cannot cancel due to the appraised value if you release that as a condition. It is not an avenue to back out of a deal, so be very, very careful. Number 3, putting a strong down payment. Now, some of the challenges that I'm seeing right now, folks, is 2. FHA and VA loans, even certain conventionals. When a listing agent receives offers, their job is to summarize all the offers that come in. If you price the home correctly, you're going to get multiple offers. So from a seller standpoint, from a listing standpoint, the offers that come in, we have to summarize to present to the seller. The way that you need to approach it in your strategy and your ability to get your offer at least considered, because the goal is to get your offer considered, to be in the game that ultimately gets you to an acceptance. The 2 major concerns that I'm seeing right now, and it's so frustrating from the agent standpoint, is the FHA and the VA loans, because the FHA and the VA loans are minimum down payment of 3.5%, VA are 100% finance, meaning they don't have to put a down payment. But here's the way you need to approach those, because you can get your offer accepted even if you have an FHA or a VA loan. Going back to my original conversation, you gotta have those conversations with the listing agent. Build that rapport, build that conversation immediately, explain the circumstances. Be transparent, be open, be honest. That's gonna get your offer at least considered, especially if you're in multiple counteroffer scenarios. Okay. Clean offer, reducing your contingency period. I always stress, and I know Kim, when she teaches her contract classes, there's already a default amount in the purchase agreement, meaning that 21 days for loan contingency, 17 days for appraisal contingencies, 17 days for physical inspections, 17 days for seller disclosures. Now, if you can time those up and say, we're going to reduce the loan contingency from 21 days to maybe 17 days, physical inspections and disclosures and appraisal, we're going to reduce it. Now, with that being said, you got to have a phenomenal lender that you can trust and has your best interest and your client's best interest to ultimately get you to the goal line of closing this deal on a timely manner. Now, with everything that's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of delay. I know. I'm in escrow right now, and it's frustrating. The approach is having dialogue, having conversations with your lender consistently, and letting him or her know, hey, if I put in this escrow time frame of 25 days, is that tangible or not? The lender should be able to tell you, yeah, it is tangible. We can do this. Or they're going to say, you know what, 25 days may be a little tight, especially if it's an FHA or VA. But there's lenders out there that'll do it for you. Now, the beauty is that the contracts are flexible. They're flexible, meaning these offers can be altered from beginning to middle to end. They can be altered. If you need an extension of time, this is why you need to have these conversations with the listing agent, good report from the very beginning, because there may be a time that you need to do an extension of a contingency, an extension to close, or an extension for request of repairs. The goal is to get your foot in, ladies and gentlemen. That is the goal, is to get your foot in. Then once you're in, then you can go chaos and Kung Fu style, because now you're in, you're locked in, you're committed to that relationship with that agent. But here's what I'm seeing a lot of problems with offers not being considered. You're asking for too many things from the very beginning. One, take out that you're going to reduce the price. If the listing price is $750, don't go in making a $699 offer. Now, look at the pros and cons. If the property has been on the market for 60, 90 days, then yeah, it validates and it merits you to go lower, because obviously there's a problem. But if it's a hot listing that just came on the market, there's no way a low offer will be considered. Take that out of the equation. Have those conversations with the buyers and be realistic. Now, it may be the first momentum to test the waters from a buyer standpoint. And once they realize that their offer is not being considered, then they'll realize, you know what, maybe we should. But here's the component to your success: having the conversations with the buyer, explaining, educating them, and guiding them through the process. Hey, look, it's a seller's market. Yeah, you're getting a phenomenal interest rate, but here's the problem. We are going against other buyers who want the property. Do you want to play or not? Because if they're not serious, then are you going to be spinning your wheels and going through the motions of getting your offer rejected or not even considered? So think about that as well. Make sure, going back, that the offer is complete, you know, because there's times that I get offers that that some of the agents bring to me, and we just start laughing. Not our agents, but outside agents, we start laughing on the offers that come in. It's not concise, it's not clear, there's too much verbiage in there. That's gonna kill and that's gonna put a bad taste on a seller and also a listing agent. I'm telling you from experience, be very careful. Now, going back, having the conversation, getting a clean offer, and make sure that the buyers are well qualified, meaning they've gone through the motions of getting pre-qualified with the lender. They've already ran their credit, ran DU, have provided tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, and they've actually have their FICO scores, because that's what you need nowadays. It's a DU approval, because that's what a lot of the seasoned listing agents are going to be requesting. If you look at the MLS, ladies and gentlemen, it already says some of the language in there. Make sure when you submit an offer that you provide the credit, the bank statements, financials, DU approval, pre-qualifying letter. So follow the instructions of the listing agent, because if you don't follow the instruction, they're already going to get a bad taste. And what's going to happen, again, they're going to have that conversation with the listing, with their sellers, and say, look, I got this offer, but man, oh man, I already see some problems. And when you have those conversations with the sellers are going to abide by what your decision in your direction. Rely on you, on your expertise. So be very careful when you're concising these offers and submitting them. Make sure, number one thing that's a killer for me is when an email comes in on an offer without at least having a conversation with the listing agent. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you call the listing agent before you submit an offer. Introduce yourself, who you are, don't just submit an offer without reaching out to the listing agent. I know that's a big stickler for me. I do not appreciate that. I have to accept it and acknowledge it and present it to the seller. But if I don't have any conversation with this email that came in with the agent, guess what's going to happen? It'll be looked at, but it'll probably be put on the side, because I want to work with someone that I know can close the deal. I want to work with someone that can close the deal. You may agree or disagree with me, but I know for a fact, in doing this for 23 years, talk to some of the top agents in our office. They'll tell you the same thing. It's like an interview. If you don't come prepared, guess what? You're not going to get the job. That's the same with your offer. If you're not prepared, your offer will not be considered. It doesn't matter if it's conventional cash, FHA, or VA. It doesn't matter. If your presentation is up to par, guess what? I will consider you over a cash or conventional, because I'll see the true entity of who you really are. And that's an important component, because I'm going to be in a relationship with you for 30 to 45 days. I want it to go as smooth as possible. I want to make it a win-win for both, because the ultimate goal is not about me or the other agent. It's about the seller and the buyer completing the transaction, closing the deal, and then giving the keys to the buyer, or, you know, having the seller move on to their next chapter in their life, you know, if they're buying another property with you or moving out of state. The goal is to have those conversations. One other component is, right now, it's a seller's market. Don't ask for closing cost. It's very tough. Don't ask for closing cost. If you're asking for closing costs, guess what? There's a lot of other buyers that are not asking for closing costs. Now, with that being said, and I know I'm getting close to the end of our sales meeting, but this is important because I want to see each and every one succeed. I want everyone to get their offers accepted. As we close the quarter, Q3, and go into Q4, I want to see more closed transactions, more units closed than ever before. But it's knowing how to navigate the process. Have those conversations with the agent. Again, I stress and emphasize that so much because I know how it works. Clean offers, doesn't matter if it's FHA, VA, or conventional, or even cash. You know, having the conversation will take your position to the top of the stack of offers. Clean, concise, complete offer. Don't ask for much in the beginning. Ask it once you're in escrow. If you can release certain contingencies or reduce the contingencies to a lot less than what the default amount, then it'll enhance your position to ultimately be in the game. And be open and transparent and answer your calls. Don't be that secret agent that don't return calls, don't respond to emails, don't respond to text message. That is the most frustrating position that any seasoned agent, especially if they focus on listings, getting offers, and you're not even responding back and forth on a timely manner. We're not saying to do it in 2 to 3 minutes from a time you get an email or a text, but on a timely manner, because the core of the conversation will alter your position to be considered or not considered. Any thoughts?
I can speak on inspection contingency, Simon, and what
Okay.
it's 5 to 10 days right now for inspection contingencies. I'm seeing a lot of 5 and 7 day contingencies. That's exactly what we're seeing right now, and those are the offers that are being accepted.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I have in my last listing that I have 18 offers. I will say probably 4 of them didn't even call me. They sent me the offer. The offer was not complete. They were missing information. And then I called them back and I said, why didn't he call me? So that was really weird. Obviously, we were 18 offers, so we didn't even consider those offers.
Absolutely. You know, and I've had conversation with Chris, and I know, Chris, you're on the call. And one of the components we laugh, I hate to say it, but we laugh at some of the offers that come in, and it's like, I do this, it's like, is that really what happened? Is this how the offer was presented to you? That already puts me in a position of, okay, I don't know if I want to work with this particular agent.
Yep.
I hate to say it, folks. You know, I feel bad for the buyer because it's not the buyer's fault.
Mhm.
But if a agent is not up to par, then guess what? Your offer will not be considered. So be very, very careful with that. Now, another thing that I use as an avenue to get our offer considered is, and most agents don't do this, and again, this is a conversation that you have to have with the buyer. But this is what I do to ultimately put that cherry on top. Offer to give a rent back free of charge.
Mm.
Okay? Offer to give a rent back free of charge. Minimum 15 days. Minimum.
Wow.
But no more than 30 days. Because that'll put peace of mind to the seller. Hey, this buyer is flexible and is willing to give us rent back for that additional 15 days. So we are not stressing that we got to get our stuff out. Now, the scenario is on a case by case, meaning you got to find out what the seller's position. And this is where you have those conversations. But in offers that I've submitted and offers got accepted from listening to other agents, they put that little cherry on top by offering that as a concession to the seller, a win-win. We'll give you an additional 15 to 30 days rent back free of charge as an incentive to consider our offer. And I'll leave with that. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, to our broker. We have amazing agents. You can also pick their brain here to kind of give you a perspective on what they do. This is important why we have the Ignite program, ladies and gentlemen, because it helps you define and the ability to understand the dynamics of our industry. It's a phenomenal industry and I love it to death. So with that being said, we're gonna go real quick with our next slide, which is our listings, okay? So thank you guys for being patient. Nat, can I get the, okay, so next slide, please. All right, so Mr. Philip Romero and Zinni have a listing on 1167 West 24th Street in the city of San Pedro. It's listed for $615. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. I can't see here because someone wrote. Okay, it's 994 square feet. If you have any questions, please reach out to Philip. Next slide. All right, Mr. Gary Nix has a listing in the city of Los Angeles, 1231 West 77th Street. Listing price is $500,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,520 square feet. Have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Gary Nix. Next slide. Afshin has a lease listing in the city of San Pedro, 877 West Santa Cruz. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 1,200 square feet. The rental is $2,100. If you have any questions, please reach out to Afshin. Next slide, please. And last, we have Jenny Chen has a lease on the city of Los Angeles, 100 South Alameda, Unit 211. The lease agreement, or excuse me, the lease amount is $2,800. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,000 square feet. So if you have any questions on this particular listing, please reach out to Jenny. I believe that's all. Okay. All right, so is there, I think that's all, right, Nat? All right, so that concludes our sales meeting. Let's give our affiliates an opportunity to say you got 8 seconds. So we'll start with Nicole Romero.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Such great information today and each week. and Nicole Romero with Pacific Coast Title. I think the best thing I can really offer today is just to continue to let you folks know about our Title Tuesday, which this week we will be covering ADUs. It will not be Florentine, which I love Florentine. She has great value, but it might be different contrast and information you're not exposed to. So let me know if you'd like to join.
Thank you. Okay, who else do we have? We have Ray from Elite Group, my man.
Thank you, Simon. Just wanted to go over, we rolled out a roof certification inspection recently. We've teamed up with Rocket Roofing. So it's a $275 fee. We send out the roofers. If the roof is up to par, we will certify it for 2 years. It could go all the way up to 5 years, just a $100 increment for every year. The biggest benefit is it is transferable. So if you're a buyer and you get a roof certification done and you sell the house within a few years, it will transfer to the next buyer. If you're pre-listing and you get a roof cert done, it will transfer to the new buyer. So contact me if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. We have Mindy, my NHD. Good afternoon. How are you, Mindy?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Simon. That was a wonderful meeting, and I love hearing all the updates that you guys provide. You're a wonderful office. Thank you so much for always having me. My NHD is in partnership with CAR and your zip forms, first drop-down box. It's not an accident. We've been there for about 10 years because we've had 0 issues on our reports for 26 years. That means no lawsuits, no issues ever. So we keep you safe and protected with $10 million. Everyone in the transaction is protected. So
Wonderful.
Thank you. Stay safe, everybody. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Mindy. All right, we got Joanne. How are you?
I'm good, Simon. Hey guys, just want to say hi. Joanne Gallen, Orange Coast Title. Don't want to take up your time. Have a wonderful day. 8 seconds.
Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate you. Okay, I believe that's all of our affiliates on the, I thought I saw Matt, but I don't know if he had to go. So going once, going twice. All right. Well, that concludes our sales meeting. Thank you so much for all. I appreciate you. And, you know, just remember, the end of the quarter is just upon us. Fourth quarter should be an amazing year for all of us. Okay, so stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on our next sales meeting. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.